Now, there was also intense discussion today in a hearing of the Senate Health Services panel as limits on gender-affirming health care got added to House Bill 495, the measure that would undo the current ban on conversion therapy in the state. Once again, our Mackenzie Spink followed that development and has this report. A warning to our viewers, this story includes mentions of suicide.
Things got heated today in the Senate Committee on Health Services during discussion over House Bill 495.
Mr. Chairman, Chris Hartman, Executive Director of the Fairness Campaign, how dare you all?
Whoa.
This is a subversion, Mr. Chairman.
No, we're not going to start by yelling at this committee member. I'm going to ask you to step away from the table.
House Bill 495 seeks to undo Governor Beshear's 2024 executive order that banned conversion therapy in Kentucky. But the most intense discussion of the day was about the committee substitute added this morning. It echoed language from House Bill 154, which would disallow Medicaid coverage for gender-affirming health care like hormone therapy.
What you have allowed, Mr. Chairman, is a sneak attack on our transgender community without public input. It's a clever trick.
Serenity Johnson, a transgender Kentuckian, shared why she believes Medicaid users should have access to gender-affirming health care.
It's hard for me to put into words how much access to hormone therapy has helped me become who I am, helped me just live my life. For those on Medicare or Medicaid and who don't have any other recourse, this is denying them necessary health care.
Several people came forward to testify against the bill, including leaders in the mental health and social work communities. Almost every speaker mentioned that several significant medical organizations oppose conversion therapy, including the American Psychological Association, the American Medical Association, and the American Academy of Pediatrics. Speaking in support of the bill was Pastor Nick Spencer from the Family Foundation in Kentucky. He says if someone seeks out therapy regarding same-sex feelings, the government should not limit what that counselor can do for them.
I want to set the scene for you for a moment. Imagine you have generalized anxiety disorder, and you walk into a counselor's office, and that counselor says to you, "I'm sorry, but I can only affirm your generalized anxiety disorder. I cannot help you overcome your generalized anxiety disorder." In the same way, Governor Beshear's executive order that limits the free speech of counselors on the issues of gender and sexuality says that same exact thing.
Mentions of shock therapy and other abusive therapy treatments came up during today's discussion. Senator Danny Carroll asked bill's sponsor, Representative David Hale, if he knew whether those practices actually happen in modern conversion therapy.
I certainly never would condone anything that would be of some type of a physical harming or showing pictures or audios of things or videos of things that would certainly be pornographic in nature, as I have heard has been done in the past. Honestly, I don't think that they are being used today. I certainly believe that they aren't.
House Bill 495 passed out of the Senate Health Services Committee favorably with 6 yes votes and 3 no votes. For Kentucky Edition, I'm Mackenzie Spink.
Thank you again, Mackenzie. A high-priority Republican bill that prevents transgender inmates from receiving hormone treatments has moved on to the House. Senate Bill 2 also bans gender reassignment surgery for state inmates. The bill's sponsor, Senate Majority Whip Mike Wilson of Bowling Green, says while the operation has never been performed on a state inmate, he believes it could happen. Those in support of the measure say they don't want taxpayers footing the bill for treatments and procedures they say is medically unnecessary. Opponents say stopping the treatments could be life-threatening.
I have no problem with them paying for their own. But if you vote no, you are saying the taxpayers should pay for transgender surgeries in our prisons. That's the bottom line. There's no way around it. If you want me to read it black and white, I'll do so. But they know what they're voting for, but I want the taxpayers to do it so there's no charade. Taxpayer funding is all we're talking about here.
I'm a no today, and I'm not a no because I think we need to have the public and taxpayers funding someone's cosmetic or elective surgery or treatment. I am voting no because when someone is incarcerated and is in need of being administered medication or treatment that is part of an ongoing medically prescribed treatment or therapy within state custody, we do have an obligation to provide that medically necessary care to that individual for as long as they are detained within our correction system.
Speaking against the bill, a transgender woman who was forced to go off hormone therapy while serving time in jail. She described the experience as, quote, a nightmare.
I suddenly became very weak and lethargic. I spent most of the time in my bunk asleep. I did not have a clear head, and my mind felt extremely numb. It was very difficult to work with the attorneys and the people while suffering through this process. My depression became so severe that I contemplated suicide. Ultimately, I did nearly hung myself in the jail cell. Being denied my medically necessary care was a far worse punishment than the one I received from the county judge. Now, I do not deny what I did was wrong, but the medical treatment was certainly something I deserved. I personally know at least a half a dozen Kentuckians that this bill would impact today. Please don't subject them to the cruelty I experienced. You could be sentencing them to a death sentence without meaning to.
State Representative Kim Moser introduced a bill allowing for hormone treatments if discontinuing it caused physical harm to the inmate. House Bill 5 has not passed out of committee.